So I cannot believe we're doing another video about this, but if the comments keep on coming, when they do get to a level I'm like, oh, we've just got to sort this out, we're just going to have to sort it out. Now, I'm not going to read the person's name out, and also I know it's just someone being an idiot in the comments, right? I get it. They probably don't even mean any of the words they say. However, we did have a YouTube short go up the other day, which is when I speared someone dressed as an elf. And I got this. False advertising. So right away, you're like, what an absolute buffoon. The speared individual was not dressed as an elf. They're saying my title wasn't written the right way. Now, had the title been worded like I speared someone while dressed as an elf, ... I'm a nice guy, right? At least I try to be a nice guy. This is the biggest loser on the planet. And he finishes it off with, P.S. You need to stop skipping around like a 9-year-old girl. It does nothing for the manly image. Right, so this is what we're going to get into today. I know, look, I've closed my eyes. You know, we talked about this recently, but we're doing it again. Because first and foremost, here is my science teacher experiment. See, look, there's a nice little chart over here that me and Puppet Miller are going to show you. It's not even a chart, it's just a nice little saying, and it says, be whoever you want to be. And there's a small caveat to that, which is just make sure you're respectful and nice to everybody else, because that's all that matters, honestly. I know I need to say this stuff. I know that I say it too much, but basically, I'm sick of it, and it's ridiculous. That is right. That is all that matters. Now, I understand, once again, just to double down on it, this is just some internet on the internet. He probably rolls around doing this to everyone, and he'll see this video, and he'll be over the moon with it. I don't care about that. It's the message on the other side that I want to address, because ultimately, you've got to do you, man. You absolutely have to do you. The idea that there is a manly way to live is ridiculous. And if we go with what I believe a manly way to live is based on the stereotype, so what, I should be burping, and I should be farting, and I should be drinking beer, I should be, I don't know, butting heads and getting into fights? I mean, what does it even mean? Does it even mean anything? So when somebody goes, well, you're too normal, what does normal mean? I do know that this can be really bad because I've had friends that have struggled with it based on their own family structure, where they're like, well, I need to fit a certain stereotype once again, or a certain whatever you want to say, and it's just not me. So I'm trying to be somebody else. This ties into anybody that feels that way. It's not good. You have to be you. As long as you're not hurting or upsetting anybody else, you absolutely have to be you. And again, there are mates that I've had, you know, their dads are super into football or whatever, and their parents and their mums, you know, they cannot believe that they're not into football because that's just what men do. They go to football. But again, I just talked about it. Women like football too. Dun, dun, dun. I know, look at the women's game. I mean, they sold out the Wembley the other day, right, for the FA Cup final, whatever it was. I can't remember. They sold out a massive stadium. I know they sold out the Emirates before, the Arsenal one, which is absolutely fantastic. But this gets in people's heads, and people think they can't do things. Now, I did do a tweet about this today at Simon316, and the way I put it in there are a few things that I mentioned. If you want to skip around like a 9-year-old, do it. Why would you ever want to grow up? Now, that's not to say you haven't got to have responsibilities. That's not to say you don't have to take certain elements of life seriously, like pay your gas bill. That's important. You've got to do it, but never lose your childhood sensibilities. That's when life gets crap, right? So skip around. Be sensitive. Oh my gosh, it's the thing that you're too sensitive now. People can be too sensitive. I'm not saying that, but don't use it as some kind of negative crutch. Understand that somebody is sensitive and go, right, depends on the lines, right? If they are too sensitive, you have to sit someone down and say, look, I understand, I totally get it, but we kind of need to find a balance with this. But people are sensitive. You should be sensitive. It's a good emotion to have. Why do you think we have emotions? For fun? No. It's your body trying to tell you something. Ties into the big one, which is crying. Oh, men can't cry. This same dude was saying this kind of nonsense. Men can't cry. Cry. Cry your eyes out. Again, tears exist. They're not some kind of demon thing in your body. They are there as an emotional outpouring. They are an emotional response. It is absolutely ridiculous that you can't be in a public place and start crying without people being like, oh, well, it's a bit weird, isn't it? No, it's not weird. They probably have something going on in your life. Now, you may not want to do it because you don't want to make a scene. That's like completely different. But there is a horrible connotation, especially about men crying, and then it makes you weak. Crying don't make you meek, man. I was gibberish. Crying doesn't make you weak, man. That's the strongest thing you can do. To embrace your emotions and show that kind of vulnerability in a public space or in front of your friends, your family, people that aren't you, that takes an incredible amount of strength. This ties into my last point that I wrote. Play with a damn Barbie. Not in a weird way. That was one of the stupid replies. No, not in a weird way. You added that connotation, you sexual weirdo. Play with it. If you get enjoyment out of it and you're doing it completely innocently, man, girl, boy, horse, llama, play with it. Play with an action figure. Wear pink. What other ludicrous things do people say? I don't know. But go out there and do it. Be effeminate, right? You know, I don't even know. Wear a dress. I don't care. Just for goodness sake, this kind of stuff has to stop. And it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. People that keep doing it. And like I say, 95% of the things people do say, they're just saying it to get a reaction. So you could argue I've made a terrible mistake here. But I would disagree because I think it's important to get this message out. Even if it's me ranting and raving. And I totally agree with you. Who the hell am I? Why do I have any kind of platform? Why am I on my soapbox? I agree with you. It's just when up close and personal, you have seen people struggling with this. yeah, it does trigger something off within you and you just want to shout about it. But I also want to point out there's nothing wrong with if you are a feminine or you are a masculine man. That's okay too. Like, it absolutely is. As long as that is who you are and you are happy and you have found peace, then I don't think anybody should be saying anything to you unless, of course, you're putting a negative connotation onto somebody else. I mean a real one, not one that somebody has made up because they're trying to be an idiot. So there's a random video for you today, just spurred on by a random comment. When I went to sit down to make videos about something else, I was like, no, this is what's in my head today, so we may as well scream about it. The most funny part is below this comment, there's another one that said, I'd pay to take a spear from Miller, anyone else. So we're on that side of the rail track now. It's a little bit creepy. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell ding ding so that video's going live. There will be a bit on the screen. Give it a click if you want a more normal video. I would suggest that you do that. Grillofmine.com/Simon. Just go to Simon, get 10% off the strawberry candy energy drinks launched yesterday. They taste so good, and they're just great energy drinks. If you go to More Plates, More Dates' his channel now, Derek has gone through why they're better than normal energy drinks, or at least the extra power that they shall give you. And it's why I'm happy to pimp their stuff out, and it's why I'm proud to be an affiliate, because I actually use this stuff, and I actually like it. When that's the case, you're like, sure, why wouldn't I do it? I'm going to be taking it anyway. At Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter, patreon.com/Simon316. I'm on Cameo, just search for my name. You want to shout out merchandise, pro wrestling, tees, Samson Athletics. All of those purchases are appreciated too. Today, man, just again, it's not easy to find out who you are, and it's not easy to discover that inner voice, but give yourself 5 minutes to try and tap into it, because you're a great person. You are, right? Everybody's a great person deep down. You choose to be an asshole. It's really, really easy to be nice. So whatever you like, again, as long as it's kosher and legal, embrace it. That's what life is all about. I'm wearing a t-shirt that says warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum today, which you can buy, by the way. I didn't even think about that. I should have pimped it. I'm bad at my job. But that's just a stupid phrase I came up with. And I remember people saying, you cannot say that, Simon. You're a grown-ass man. Of course you can. It's ridiculous. Why wouldn't you want to feel warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum? Feeling warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum, ironically, makes you feel warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum. Goodbye.